Now, in the wake of yet another plea deal involving another former Trump official, it should be noted that for the longest time that President Trump has been pressuring officials to drop the Russia investigation. Seems rather strange. I mean, he's going around saying, yeah, you know what, nothing to see here, completely innocent. No, the Russian thing, not collusion. No, drop it. You should drop it right now. Well, okay, if you didn't do anything wrong, then you should let them conclude their investigation, and then they would drop it. I mean, there would be nothing to investigate. It's not like Democrats or Republicans that continue to investigate something for years, 9 different times, with the same result, that found no wrongdoing on the part of the president. Yeah, I think I got that right. Now, the New York Times has recently revealed that over the summer, President Trump had urged members of the Senate, including those leading the Senate Intelligence Committee's Russia investigation, to wrap it up. Hey guys, we're done. Nothing to see here. Innocent. Believe me. Now, the chairman of the Intelligence Committee, Republican Senator Richard Burr, told him in an interview that Trump made the request, something along the lines of, "I hope you can conclude this as quickly as possible." Well, okay, well, you look at that and say, oh, see, look, President Trump, he's not scared of the investigation. All he wants to do is just wrap it up, get it over with, so that he can go on to make America great again. Okay, hey, fair enough, right? And look, if you want to add that, hey, you know, he wants it over because it's hurting the administration and not letting us focus on real issues. Now, there's a little bit of truth to that, to be honest with you, if that's the argument that you're coming out with. I mean, it's no doubt that Trump's agenda is definitely hampered by this investigation. Not completely, because the other part is that the guy's incredibly incompetent, and the Republican Party is also very mixed, okay? And there's a lot of infighting, kind of like the Democratic Party. Now, cable news is also laser focused on this investigation, which also is a distraction from things like net neutrality in healthcare, and I understand that, right? I mean, net neutrality, for example, I did a story on it the other day, which had received about, from ABC, NBC, and CBS, it received in the last week 2 minutes of coverage. Total. That's a bit of a disaster, okay? And there's a reason for that, of course, and of course, it's the money. You got to follow the money, right? Those same cable companies own those ISPs, and if net neutrality is repealed, they're going to make billions of dollars off this, okay? But I digress, right? Now, Burr says, Trump came to me, he made a small request for us to hurry up and end our investigation, okay? Again, you know, if you're being incredibly generous, you could apply it to some of the other factors, like, hey, he just wants it over with so he can get to work, okay? Now, I'm gonna debunk that right now with the help of some unnamed senators. Now, Republican senators, a Republican senator who spoke to Burr told the Times that Trump had been very forceful in conversations with Burr. Another senator, who decided to remain anonymous, told the paper that Trump called other Congress members asking them to lean on Burr to end the investigation. So here you have two different accounts. You have Burr that comes out and says, no, Trump was very nice. He just wanted to get back to work. He wanted to end the investigation. Obviously, we couldn't do that, but he asked us nicely. And then we have other senators who prefer to remain anonymous for obvious reasons, saying, no, he was actually much more forceful. He tried to put a lot of pressure on not just us, but on Burr to end the investigation. Now, when you compare the two, obviously one has definitely a more important meaning, a different meaning than the other. So, and it adds a lot of different context to these conversations. Now, again, saying that he was very forceful and urged other senators to lean on him conveys, I think, in my opinion, a sense of desperation. So, Burr, however, disagrees. He said that other members of his committee told him of similar calls they received, but said he didn't feel pressured to end the probe, chalking up the president's actions simply to inexperience. Hey, look, the guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's only been here a year. Give him a break. It's his first investigation. It's my first day. Look, that was something I would always, if I like made a mistake at work, I'd be like, hey, you know what? It's my first day. Dude, you've been here for a month. Yeah, it's my first day. Shut the fuck up. Apparently, he is also using that excuse. Or might be, anyway. But no, seriously, actually, that might be an excuse that they're planning to use. Something tells me is that Trump's ignorance of the law will be used as an official defense. Don't go after him too hard. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know that he was breaking laws. I mean, he's a bit of an outsider, a bit of a maverick, so you can expect him to bend the rules, and he didn't know that he bent it too far. Just saying. We can't punish him for that. Actually, yeah, we can. You can't go around and say, I didn't know what the rules are. I didn't know what the law was, so I broke it. Well, you're not going to get off that easy. Okay. Now, Trump also went to others to end this investigation. According to lawmakers and aides, Trump also approached Republican Senator Roy Blunt, who sits on the committee, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who requests to end the investigations quickly. The news brings the total number of officials Trump has asked to end the multiple investigations moving forward in both branches of Congress and the Department of Justice to a total of 7. 7. Now look, in my opinion, this is a clear case of, hey, he's trying to obstruct justice, right? Now Mueller's already looked into that when it comes to the situation with former director James Comey, right? Former FBI director James Comey. Now, the latest news, according to different pundits and different people writing according to, for example, attorney Norm Eisen on Twitter, said the latest news is a huge story because it corroborates a corrupt motive for Trump's firing of Comey on May 9th. Eisen is a former White House special counsel for ethics, so he is a ethics guy. And he looked at this and he's like, oh, that looks bad. And this is a huge story. Not only did he try to obstruct justice by firing James Comey, well, now he's been leaning on, and in some cases very forcefully, according to their own words, different senators on the committee that is investigating him in order to end the investigation. That's pretty big. That is obstruction of justice. So, look, man, it's fairly clear, okay, when you're looking at this. All right. Now, there's a lot of information, of course, about Comey in here. I'm going to skip over that and go back to Burr. Now, Burr said in closed testimony and in separate interviews with Mueller's legal team, two top Trump administration officials said the president approached them to defend him publicly against the investigations. So again, he's leaning on other people and saying, hey, you need to defend me against the Russia investigations. You have Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats and National Security Agency Director Admiral Mike Rogers saying that Trump asked him to state publicly that his campaign did not work with Russia to interfere in the election. There was another Wall Street Journal report back in June that cited sources who said that Trump also called Rogers to state publicly that there is no evidence his campaign colluded with Russia. Not only that, but officials who spoke with the Washington Post in June said that Trump applied pressure to CIA Director Mike Pompeo in March when he kept Pompeo and Coats behind after a meeting to complain about James Comey's handling of the Russia investigation. Coats reportedly told other officials that Trump had asked for an intervention. It is not known whether Trump asked Pompeo directly to intervene. But nonetheless, he's asking for an intervention. He wants to end the investigations. But it's more than just, oh, this investigation is annoying me and it's preventing me from getting work done. No. This is more of like, please don't do the investigation. You've got to stop it now before they find things. What things? I don't know what things. That's for the investigation to find. But I don't know. It seems pretty clear, right? Now, former Department of Justice Public Affairs person, I guess. Matthew Miller wrote on Twitter on Thursday, who believes at this point that Trump didn't obstruct justice from all the stuff that he's been doing. You have Noah Bookbinder also saying, pressuring senators to end an investigation that impacts him and those close to him could be further evidence of obstruction of justice by the president, and said that this is part of a pattern of conduct. So again, very clear, a lot of people have been looking at this and looking at what he's been doing and saying to different people inside the administration and close to the investigation, and it appears to be obstruction of justice. So here's my prediction, right? Now, if Flynn has information, right, or evidence of Russian collusion, you can bet that Trump's lawyers are going to use the "he didn't know any better" defense. I think that'll be part of it. The other part, I think, is the defense that we heard earlier from Roger Stone. Now, Roger Stone said something about Alzheimer's or some sort of mental health issue, right? Oh, they're going to say that he's got a mental health issue and all that stuff, so that could be used as a defense. He didn't know what he was doing because he's got a mental illness. We should feel really bad for the guy. And then, of course, Trump, before he gets in any trouble, would likely resign before being kicked out by the 25th Amendment. That is my speculation. That is something that could definitely happen. Okay? Now, what is not speculation is, look, it seems very, very clear that Trump had attempted to obstruct justice. He wanted to stop these investigations. And I think generally if you're innocent, then you don't go around pressuring people to stop investigations into yourself. That is not what you do. But in this case, that's exactly what he was trying to do. And now he's getting caught. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.